Imagine typing a private message to a friend, only to discover that every single word is parsed, indexed, and fed into an advertising machine. That's not science fiction, that's Google. From the moment you hit search to every tap on your screen, Google's reach extends far beyond helping you find answers. Today, we trace Google's transformation from a humble search engine into one of history's most powerful surveillance networks and ask, is this convenience worth the price of our privacy? In 2004, Gmail burst onto the scene with 1 gigabyte of free storage, a revolutionary offer at the time. Behind this generous offer, however, lay an ad-supported model that automatically scanned every incoming and outgoing email for keywords. Your private thoughts, appointment details, and even sensitive medical information became fodder for Google's algorithms. By 2013, whistleblower leaks revealed that thousands of human contractors had access to anonymized emails to train new AI features. Users were blindsided. What they thought was secure inbox communication was, in fact, a data mining operation. Google has since insisted that email scanning only fuels spam filters and smart replies, not ad targeting. Yet the system remains active. Every attachment you send, every phrase you write, refines Google's profile of you. And that profile isn't confined to Gmail. It bleeds into every corner of Google's ecosystem. When Chrome launched in 2008, it promised a faster, safer browsing experience. But speed and security came hand in hand with deep telemetry. By default, Chrome collects crash reports, browsing history, search queries, and form autofill data, unless you manually opt out. And those manual settings, they're buried under layers of menus, if you ever go searching for how to turn them off. Today, Chrome controls over 60% of the global browser market. Every URL you type, every image you load, and every video you watch helps map your habits, interests, and health concerns. Even Incognito Mode isn't immune. While it stops saving history locally, network requests still flow through Google servers. In 2020, lawsuits accused Chrome of misleading users by suggesting true privacy when, in reality, data continued to be collected and analyzed. Unlike standalone trackers, Chrome's integration with Search, Maps, and Android creates a seamless pipeline. Your browsing patterns amplify the data gathered by Gmail, location services, and app usage. The result is a digital fingerprint so detailed it can predict your next move. YouTube, Google's crown jewel of entertainment, does more than serve cat videos and TED Talks. Every video you watch, how long you watch it, when you pause or skip, these are all behavioral signals. And Google doesn't just use this data to suggest better content, it uses it to build a psychological profile. The recommendation engine is designed to maximize watch time, not to inform, entertain, or educate. That's why conspiracy theories, rage-bait content, and controversial videos often go viral. The system rewards emotional triggers. A former Google engineer described it as a data-driven addiction machine. In 2021, internal research leaked showing YouTube's role in radicalizing users toward extreme political ideologies by auto-suggesting increasingly fringe content. The company promised reforms, but critics argue they were superficial. The algorithm still optimizes for engagement, not truth. This feedback loop doesn't just shape your entertainment, it influences your beliefs, your politics, and your perception of reality. And with every view, YouTube gathers another layer of context to refine the ads you see, the topics it pushes, and the rabbit holes it recommends next. If this is making you rethink how you watch online, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe so you stay in the know. Google Maps transformed our lives in 2005, replacing paper atlases and guesswork with turn-by-turn directions. But enabling location services meant granting Google unfettered access to your every move. By 2018, reports revealed that Android devices were recording location history even when users explicitly disabled it. Android, the world's leading mobile operating system, extended that reach. Every app installation, every permission granted or denied, and every background process contributes to Google's understanding of your context. You want to disable background location? You'll confront pop-ups and buried toggles. You want to stop app usage reporting? Good luck finding a one-click solution. That same year, the European Commission hit Google with a €4.34 billion fine for forcing manufacturers to pre-install Chrome and search on Android phones. They termed it an abuse of dominant position. In practical terms, it meant Android users seldom questioned Google's pervasive data collection because alternatives were hidden or cumbersome to install. Google's surveillance practices haven't escaped legal scrutiny. In 2019, France's CNIL fined Google €50 million for opaque consent processes around ad personalization, presenting an early sign that regulators would demand clearer user choices. In the United States, a 2022 class action suit alleged that Google bypassed Safari's cookie blocking to track iPhone users, seeking over $5 billion in damages. Meanwhile, multiple lawsuits challenge Chrome's Incognito Mode, arguing that labeling it private misleads users into thinking their activity is invisible to Google. Beyond lawsuits, controversies have touched geopolitics. Project Dragonfly, Google's secret plan to launch a censored search engine in China, surfaced in 2018 leaks. Although officially shelved, documents later showed the project continued internally for at least a year, raising questions about Google's willingness to tailor its technology to authoritarian surveillance demands. Each fine or court case ends with Google paying a fraction of its annual revenue, then rolling out minor interface tweaks. The fundamental trade-off, access to free services in exchange for data, remains untouched. Tech philosopher Shoshana Zuboff coined this phenomenon surveillance capitalism, where human experience becomes raw material for profit. She warns, when data is the product, people become the merchandise. Privacy advocate Christopher Soghoian highlights a bargaining imbalance. Billions of users versus one company rewriting its own privacy rules. Despite growing awareness, global dependence on Google grows stronger. When was the last time you mapped a route on paper, used a non-Google search engine, replaced Gmail with an encrypted email client? For most, the friction of alternatives outweighs the abstract fear of being watched. When you say, "Hey Google," you're activating more than a smart speaker. You're engaging a microphone that's always listening. Google Assistant, found in phones, speakers, TVs, thermostats, and doorbells, brings digital surveillance into the physical world. In 2019, it was revealed that Google contractors manually reviewed audio snippets picked up by Assistant, even when users didn't explicitly trigger the wake word. One clip reportedly included a domestic argument, another a medical consultation. While Google claimed these audits improved accuracy, users had no idea humans were ever involved. The Nest ecosystem expands this reach. Smart cameras monitor your home. Smart thermostats track your routines, and smart doorbells record your visitors. These devices form a web of ambient surveillance, one that quietly tracks movement, temperature patterns, and sound, even when you're not actively interacting with them. The danger isn't just in what's collected, it's in how seamlessly it disappears into the background. Over time, people stop noticing the blinking lights or voice prompts. They get used to being watched. That normalization is what makes smart home surveillance so effective and so hard to push back against. Google defends its practices. Data is anonymized, aggregated, and used to improve user experience. Need real-time traffic updates? That requires continuous location feeds. Want accurate voice transcription? That demands access to every syllable you speak. Personalized recommendations? They rely on understanding your interests, your routines, your social circles. Yet, anonymization is often more theory than reality. Academic studies show that just 4 spatio-temporal data points can re-identify 95% of individuals in supposedly anonymous datasets. When your apps, browser, email, and phone OS all report back to the same server cluster, the illusion of anonymity shatters. Regulators worldwide are racing to catch up. The EU's Digital Services Act and Digital Markets Act aim to rein in big tech, enforcing data minimization and interoperability. California's Privacy Rights Act gives residents the right to see, delete, and opt out of data collection. India's pending data protection bill could impose hefty penalties, yet enforcement lags behind innovation, and Google's lobbying power ensures that regulations often arrive watered down. Google stands at a pivotal point. It's both a catalyst for seamless connectivity and a force of reshaping privacy. Its services have changed how we learn, connect, and navigate, but every click and location ping also feeds a hidden data machine. As technology outpaces regulation, we must ask ourselves, who really holds the power, the user or the company? Will we accept convenience at the cost of privacy or demand stronger protections? The choice is ours. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and decide how much of your digital life you're willing to give away. If you found this thought-provoking, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join the conversation. Because together, we can shape a future where technology serves us, not the other way around.